Yo, yo, happy Friday, what's going on? Just, actually, sharing my link here, so just give me one sec. Happy Friday, though. What's going on? Okay, let me see where this link is. Just gotta do the Instagram story, the Twitter, all that promo stuff, you know? Alright. What's going on? Morning, guys. Um, let's get back to regular scheduled programming. What the hell is going on since yesterday, man? What the hell is going on? Still playing in this gap? Okay. So I'm just gonna be on. Well, first off, let's look at the daily. Let's look at if it's even good to trade today. Okay, it is technically outside day, so it is good. So you'll see that this actually just did form an outside day not too long ago. Um, what we will do is assign the daily range here. Alright, let's take a look at, is there any like major liquidity levels to really breach? Morning, guys. Morning. I'm just taking a look at the charts right now on the futures, just really kind of trying to get a grip of like what levels need to be taken in terms of like major liquidity. I definitely see this right here for sure. Like this is like an equal low to me right here. Um, we did take these highs eventually, right? So we did take these highs eventually. Um, so that's that, and we did fill this gap here. So this gap has been filled. This was actually filled yesterday as well. Um, and so the idea here is that now, for me, like, if I take a look at this on the longer time frame, right? What am I seeing? Well, I'm kind of seeing an uptrend at the moment. I'm seeing an uptrend after coming back from like a serious downtrend. So like last like month or so, it was a very heavy downtrend. I'm gonna show you what that looks like here. Um, I'm sorry, I'm moving a little slow today. I think my brain needs to still wake up. But basically, the idea here is that, um, right, downtrend, until what happens? Something interesting happens here, right? There is sort of like a change of character, or you could say that this is a market structure shift. And then ever since this change of character or market structure shift, what's happened? Well, um, price stopped making lower lows, right? In fact, it actually just started making higher lows. Started making higher lows. I started making higher lows until very recently, where it did actually start to make some brand new lows here, where we have uptrend, and then we have the retracement, and then I was supposed to see another uptrend, another high here to continue the uptrend. What we did actually end up seeing was small uptrend, and now we're making new low. We don't really know, but this is an area of interest. Like, kind of, there needs to be a decision made here. So that's what I'm seeing right now on the 1 hour, and that's on long term. Okay, so let's zoom in a little bit more. On the 5 minutes, yeah, I mean it's chopping around. We have like 20 minutes till silver bullet hour. If I were to assess like, so this is I believe the daily range here, right? Okay, actually fairly small daily range to be honest. Um, so we have a small daily range here. Um, Ultimately, I'd expect some sort of liquidity grab here, and so it looks like we had some equal lows right before this bottom liquidity level. So it looks like this was grabbed, right? It was grabbed, and now what I would wait for here, because it downtrended and grabbed that, I would wait for some sort of stronger market structure shift and displacement, and that way there might be an FVG for me to take on the upside. I could see that, but it's going to get a little bit more clearer if we take a step back and um, get those um, levels we usually rely on, which are just like those London Asian lows, London Asian New York sessions. So um, let's get those levels on too, and we'll probably see a better picture of what has actually happened and how much liquidity there is on the upside. Um, Now, what we can do is now segment the chart. I will go yesterday's evening started at 6 p.m. Yeah, 6 p.m. Something I hate about the YouTube app is um, it kind of just like black screens, so I have to like relaunch it. It's weird. That's all right. That's not really that important. What's more important is these levels. So 6 p.m. to 12. All right. And we got the 12 to 6 a.m. Wait, I did this wrong. There needs to be a 12 here. That's uh 12 p.m. like at this afternoon. Um 6:12, and then we have another 12 to 6. And then we also have another window which is 6 to 12. It's going to be New York stuff, New York session. We're not going to put all those levels in entirely, but what we will do is watch. So, the first range that we were in, right? We'll just say that this gap is pretty much officially filled. We don't really care about it. So since the gap is filled, gonna be uh, we're not gonna be taking we're not gonna be making decisions off that gap, right? So what's happening here is you'll see Asian low right here. This is the low of the Asian session. Um, This is Asian high right here. Let me just make sure on the 1 minute it's actually accurate. Yeah, it looks pretty accurate to me. So, we'll put that there too. Asian high. Okay, so since like yesterday night, Asian high got swept, liquidity grab, displacement, and there's FVG made. FVG got retraced into, and then what did we do? Well, we made um newer lows here, and then we eventually targeted those equal lows. So I'm thinking now we might see another change of character, another shift. So we'll see. But that's just a little bit of context as to what's happened since yesterday. So that's Asian high and that's Asian low. Both of those were swept. And then what we're given in the next session is actually the London high, which is also the daily high, right? So London high, also daily high. So kind of important liquidity level to probably target. There's probably a lot of western orders there. Um, so London high, yep, and then London low. So where is the London low? Well, the London low has actually already been taken. It was just taken just now, actually. So London low. Um, okay, so now we have the New York session, right? And let's say this is New York high temporarily. We'll do orange. Orange for New York Knicks. Because blue is already on London. Okay, well, that's not. Alright. So New York high, it's temporary because we can still make a new high in the session. And then, of course, we have the New York low, right? Which ends up being that same sort of daily range as well. So New York low. So now it's about 45 minutes or so, or 9:45. It's about 15 minutes till 10 a.m. Let's just check if we have any important information. So we do have a little bit of a 10 a.m. news. It's a yellow news indicator though, so it's not, or it's an orange news indicator, so it's not super impactful. Um, so what are we seeing kind of like on a smaller time frame? First off, I'm seeing right now is that what's happened here is price came down, right? Came down, took this, made a range of the session, and then took this high kind of liquidity grab. Market structure shift down here, right? Displacement here. Your entry is here. Take your stop loss here, and then you're able to target all of this downside as well. You trail your stops, you would have gotten stopped out at anywhere. So it would have been a really nice profitable trade. This was at around 4 a.m. or so. So since then, price has now come up, continue to make a new low. That was a new low just made. And since we've made a new low, that's what we're dealing with currently. So we did make this low here where we took the London high and the London low, right? And so now we might just start to seeing some upside where we actually go for London high as well. Um, we're just gonna wait for now. Market hasn't shown its hand too much, but that's effectively what I see happening at the moment. Um, if we do go lower, I'll be there to, sort of take advantage of that. But um, I don't want to I don't want to necessarily rush into things. I just want to kind of play this like a one and done type of situation. But yeah, okay. So in the meantime, we'll grab the play some music as well. It's not super necessary, but I just like the music. It helps me calm down and chill out, to be honest. So let's say, um, in this case, we had this. Uh, do we have the London High breached? I think ooh, we made a new high in the London session, but that high wasn't breached yet. Okay, we're gonna chill for a little bit right now. It's sort of obviously it's right now in the middle of the range, so we're just gonna wait, let the market play out and do its thing. Um, in the meantime, I'm gonna go grab a glass of water before we end up um, trying to see and take a trade. I hope nothing appears in like the 1 minute I'm gone, but it's just a risk I gotta take. I want water. All right, we back. We back. Okay, okay. We might see some downside action as well here. Okay, okay. Definitely downside grab right there. Liquidity grab here. We want to pay attention to what uh effectively happens here. Um, okay, so what's happened here? Um, we did take, we did make a oh, actually, let me take a look. So we made a new low just now, where we took the outside range. I'm just gonna wait now. Might get a bounce here. I'm looking anywhere on the 5 minute if there's any FVG or anything. For now, it just looks like um there is FVG right here, one here. Um, right there is an FVG right here. If you want to come up and risk it, you could just come out and trade the new low as a profit. Is that something I'd want to do? Let's take a look at the 1 hour. We have 5 minutes left on the 1 hour. This looks like a complete like this candle just looks pretty ruthless. I'm not gonna lie, just all the way down. We'll wait for another 5 minutes or so. There might be an FVG that gets formed on the 5 minutes. But so far, it's quite. So far, I see prices not necessarily respecting this level anymore. I think we will go lower here. Okay, we might just go low, low, low. You know. Um. Okay, on the 5 minute, we have around 3 minutes on this candle. I just want to take a look at where it actually comes down. There is a lot of downside, obviously. We just need to figure out where it's actually going to stop and where price will react to. I would think this level, and I would think this level here as well. On the 1 minute, you're going to see a different story where price is going to come lower as well. So there is some FVGs here. Yo, yo, what's going on? Good morning, official bag baby. What's going on? Just highlighting some silver bullet action here. So far nothing crazy. We just went down and took this level of liquidity, but we're seeing these downward FVGs being respected. We see all the time frames on the downward as well. If price does retrace into them, I'd like to maybe take a trade. I just want to show people something here where if we take a look at the range, right? So assuming this is the lowest low, right? Obviously, like any FVGs here, yeah, it's called fair value gap. If you haven't learned it, you'll be learning it in the Advanced Academy if you're in it, and if you haven't signed up for it, then it's okay. It's pretty common, so you can look it up any other way. Just give me one sec here. I'll explain it once I see an entry or once I'm able to take advantage of an entry. I think there might be an entry for myself here, so I just want to take a look here. I would love to take an entry here. Technically speaking, there is FVG right here too. It's just kind of getting a little bit um like it's getting away from me a little bit just because I'm waiting for some candles to confirm. I'm not trying to hop in right now. I just need a little bit more or a little bit better entry. It's not so much I didn't really expect the move. It's more so I'm waiting for the right entry. I don't want to kind of chase price or put myself in a bad position. I'd rather just wait and wait, and if it doesn't happen, it's okay. But I'm not gonna. Yeah, I mean, check that out. Huge dump, huge dump within a matter of seconds. So, um, that would have made anyone profitable if you were to pull the trigger. But it's 10 a.m. now, so I'm not gonna pull the trigger. I'm just gonna wait. But that was a huge uh influx of money here, and it's probably because the market eventually had some news today. So that's why you saw that big influx at 10 a.m. Um, and so now I don't even know if I want to take the entry just because I think they're all going to get taken, but we'll see. I want to see if there's a short entry for me here. There actually is. I probably should have entered there. I wish Price would just retrace and give me an easy entry. Like, I don't want to enter at 10 a.m. on this fucking huge giant candle. Like, this is crazy. I don't know if that's a good entrance, but we're just waiting. I have a proper risk to reward, but Price hasn't entered here yet, so kind of sucks. What's happening? It's not executing my trades. What the fuck? Okay, I got entry there. Oh, really nice. That was a almost perfect entry here, actually. Oh wow, beautiful. I'm just gonna move my stop here. Wow, beautiful dump here. Just I'm up 15 ticks within a couple seconds. I ended up getting a almost perfect entry here, and so now we're just gonna target some downside. Ideally, it's a new low. I don't even want to be that overzealous. I'm gonna target here, and I do have a stop to protect myself, so I'm gonna be in profit no matter what. We're just gonna let the thing play out here. Let's short that shit, yo. Let's short that shit. So we're at 20 ticks now. I'm just gonna move my stop. It's a very, very beautiful gain here. Very beautiful. Can't complain. Um, and we're stopped out. So I was able to get that 1-1 there, and that's where I would have moved my stop anyway. So I think, I mean, that's like it's a really nice trade, honestly. And I was really glad I got the entry at the FVG. Price can come lower, but believe it or not, that's how the cookie crumbles. We're just waiting for that right FVG, and we got the um, around 17 ticks or so. Um, I think it's a little less than $200, but I'm cool with that. In a couple seconds, I'm cool with that. I will wait it. We'll watch it through. You know what I'm saying? We'll watch it through. Eventually the price I think will target here. This red line here, all these lines here. I think price will eventually go down here. Um, but yeah, fairly easy, and I like to say little to risk because I was able to you know really generate some income or really just protect my losses here. And now we have another FVG forming, so it's a nice entrance if it does retrace. But I just want to show you guys that right now, it seems like price has made a decision, and we are coming all the way down so far. And so basically, the liquidity grabs up top are serving as a liquidity grab, and then we have market structure shift down, and then we have after 10 a.m. to find an entry. So I was pretty happy about that trade though, and it's even going even more to be honest. So more so just about adjusting your stops and um, managing your risk. So I was able to adjust my stop as well. If there is eventually a retracement from here to here, I will probably end up taking it. Um, and I'll probably just risk what I earned here, which was around like 17 ticks or so. So I would risk like 12 ticks to enter here if price does end up retracing. There's a chance that price now has probably reached it's gonna reach its like daily drawdown soon, just because it's approaching like ADR level orb stuff. And so because of that, we might see price get a little bit more choppy or come back up. But for now, it's honestly a straight shot down till you see other liquidity levels. And that's what you're seeing here, right? So pretty beautiful gain. Um, yeah, I mean, it doesn't really get better than that, right? Straight shot down. And I only risked around 20 ticks or so, so I'm pretty happy about that. Yeah, it was a little 230 or $40 right there in a couple seconds. So we'll run the stream for another 10, 20 minutes, but I just definitely want to see all these liquidity levels being taken. So that this um yellow one or not yellow one, this red one, red one, red one, it's all being taken right now. It's existing liquidity inside the range, so that's why I was expecting to target it. I ended up taking my stop, got stopped out, in profit of course, but of course you always want to move your stops to protect yourself. But yep, that was the entire duration of the move, which we kind of foresaw, you know? So really nice, honestly. Doesn't really get better than that. Yeah, so you'll see what you will see is that a lot of times I will get stopped out before I capture the whole move. And that's okay. It's just because I'm trying to maintain a certain level of profit where price doesn't turn around against me. And so if I do it on the 1 minute, it's like extremely volatile in terms of how price can move up and down, especially when it's coming on the way down. And so if that's the case, then it's always important to just like trail your stops and make sure you're being taken out in profit at the worst case scenario. But yeah, I mean honestly, super beautiful move. I could have made like probably like 3 or 4 times what I just did, but it doesn't really matter considering I made a positive trade and I was down 2 trades yesterday. I made 1 trade yesterday to make it up, and now I'm a little bit profitable over the week. I just made up my last trade, so um, I'm pretty happy about that performance, and I'm able to take some profit back this week, which is really nice. Even though I had a really bad execution yesterday, still able to clean it up, so I'm pretty happy about that. And for those, okay, so I'm gonna explain now what an FVG is while I'm here. Okay, so sorry I couldn't explain it before. I was actually just kind of like in the zone. But if you see these rectangles, right? These rectangles here, this one, this one. Um, what you're able to figure out is how can I say what you're able to figure out is that this FVG is part of a three candle sequence. Okay. So let's F the charts, right? Let's go to something I can draw on. Hold on. Okay, you see my screen here, right? So you're gonna get candles. It can be green candles. Okay, imagine that's a wick, right? And then we have something like this, right? Okay, so this is like three. Oh wait. Okay, I don't know why I did bullish candles and I I did bullish candles, but they're pointing downwards. Okay, let's redo that. Okay, one candle, two candle, tree candle. Okay, so imagine these are three green candles, right? It doesn't have to be green, but just imagine these are three green candles. What I'm talking about when I say FBG, it sounds like BG, but it's not. It's actually FVG. So FVG. So what does that stand for, right? Stands for fair value gap. Okay, so it stands for fair value gap, and basically the idea is behind the fair value gap is that effectively it's like a gap or a block of unfilled orders that we are relying on here for price to either support or completely vacuum through. Okay, and the reason why that happens is because when price shoots up, the market is always like hold on, I'm gonna show my camera. So the market is always like in a constant back and forth. And so if the market is in another back and forth, there's always buy and sell orders. And in order for price to move up or down, there needs to be like orders on the other side, right? And so what happens is that when price moves up substantially, there's a bunch of missed orders that wanted to get filled at um, at like this price, this price, this price, this price, this price, because it closed here. So there's a bunch of unfilled orders that are actually inside this fair value gap. Okay? So you can't. So what does this mean for us? It means that when the fair value gap is approached, there's only going to be two options as to what happens to the fair value gap, right? Price is going to come up, price will retrace it, and then respect it, and then go up, or what will happen is price will come up and then price will touch it and then fill it and then completely, you might have a change of market structure, you might have a change of character, and you might start downtrending. And there actually might be another FVG made in that place. So what does that mean for you, like as a trader? Well, the thing is that um, um, what you have to understand is that like you using FVGs alone is gonna clap you or it's gonna deliver inconsistent results. What you'll need to do is you need to pair this FVG with other market confluences. So like um, if market is uptrending, I definitely want to take FVGs that are only on that uptrending side. Similarly, FVGs can appear everywhere on the downside as well. So we have downside candle, downside candle, right? So now your FVG is here. Okay? So what I'm saying is that price can make the FVG, right? It's going to downtrend. It's going to downtrend. And then once price enters at this FVG level, if you see rejections, then you can actually take an entry here, put your stop at the FVG, and then you can continue to incur all that downside move, that profitable move. And what it does is that the tool itself effectively allows you to plan your entries and plan a stop around the FVG of it being canceled. But you can't do it alone. You have to combine it with other things, which is why we only teach it in the Advanced Academy. Because if I were to give you if I were to give you guys beginners FVGs, it's probably like all they would trade, and then they would get clapped, and then I don't know, we wouldn't have a business anymore. So, so that's what an FVG is, in like a really in a short term nutshell. It's definitely more complex, but you know, like that's the basic summary of what FVG is. And you will know that eventually, you have to know that eventually price will fill the FVG. Like, it's almost guaranteed. It's just a matter of when. So that's why, like, you can't take FVGs as a solo indicator or an aspect. You can't take those solo indicators because effectively, like, or like you can't take it solo without anything because like you don't know when the FBG is going to be filled, so if you just take it alone, you're kind of just gambling, you know what I'm saying? But um, that is a little bit about FBGs. So what we will do now is we'll run the stream for like 10 more minutes or so, and then we'll call it a day, you know? I was able to take my profit today, so pretty happy about that, and we'll continue tomorrow. Not tomorrow, we'll continue on Monday, and we'll get back to it. We'll find some trades, and we'll position ourselves nicely. But the entry I did get was honestly like quite super sniper entry because from here it's actually all downside, right? So it's pretty awesome. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna wrap up stream right now. We're like 5 minutes till 10:30 or so, but I can tell majority of move has kind of happened. That huge flush. 10:30 you might see a reversal or even continuation of the flush, but um, if that's the case, then oh boy, we have a long ways to go on the downside, but that's all right. I'm no longer interested in trading. I mean, it's it's crazy. It's only been down on the 5 minutes. It's last 25 minutes have been straight selling. So I mean, once it approaches this level, I like if it breaks this level and closes below this, then we just have another leg to go down up to 5,600. So I'm not necessarily going to stick around for that. I'm going to enjoy my Friday a little bit. I ended up making my trade, so appreciate you guys for tuning in. And what we will do is we will follow up on Monday. We'll be back Monday. So appreciate y'all for tuning in, and we'll be back, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna hit those futures day trades. So yeah, um, have a good one, guys, and happy Friday. Thanks for tuning in. Bye bye.